In the forest, the air was crisp. Carrying the scent of earth and early blossoms, Buddha gathered his disciples. His gaze was serene yet commanding, drawing the attention of all present. They waited, eager to learn and listen. Buddha spoke softly, his words reverberating like ripples in a pond. Mindfulness is the seed from which wisdom blooms. Ananda, ever curious, asked, "Master, how does one nurture the seed of mindfulness?" The forest seemed to lean in to hear. Buddha gestured toward the ground beneath them. His palm open. "Feel the earth beneath your feet. It bears all truths." The disciples leaned forward, watching as Buddha traced a pattern in the soil. "Each step you take is a connection. Walking mindfully reveals impermanence," Buddha continued. Impermanence is the breath of life, the pulse of existence, the essence of change. The disciples rose at Buddha's urging, forming a circle around the clearing. He instructed them, "Take steps as though planting seeds." Buddha's footsteps were deliberate, each one resonating with purpose. He paused, turning to his disciples, his eyes kind yet firm. "Walking without mindfulness leads to nowhere," Buddha said. "With mindfulness, even the smallest path unfolds into infinite understanding." The disciples followed, their steps guided by his wisdom. The earth beneath their feet seemed to echo their movements. Each step became a meditation, a deliberate act of unity between man and nature, mind and body, being and becoming. Buddha's voice carried over the rustling leaves. Mindfulness is the mirror to life's impermanence. It reflects truths unhidden by distraction. Ananda glanced at Buddha, his steps faltering slightly. "Master, how does one remain mindful amidst life's tumult and suffering?" Buddha replied, his tone unwavering. "Mindfulness is not avoidance but acceptance. It is the embrace of life's chaos, its beauty, its pain." The clearing grew quiet, the disciples absorbing the weight of his words. Buddha motioned for them to observe the tree nearby. He asked, "What do you see when you gaze upon this tree? What lessons does its stillness impart to your minds?" The tree stood tall, its roots anchored deeply, its branches reaching upward. The disciples reflected on its steadfastness and endurance. "Like the tree," Buddha said, "mindfulness anchors us to the present while allowing growth toward the wisdom of tomorrow's dawn." The disciples marveled at the simplicity of his truth, their steps now deliberate, carrying the essence of his teachings forward. Ananda remarked, "Master, each step feels lighter yet deeper, as though the earth holds me and sets me free simultaneously." Buddha smiled, his eyes glimmering with compassion. "Such is the paradox of mindfulness. It grounds you and liberates you in unison." Buddha bent to gather a handful of earth, letting it trickle through his fingers. "Each grain holds the universe within." Walking mindfully, Buddha said, "You uncover the universe in a grain of sand, a blade of grass, a single thought." The disciples nodded, their breaths synchronized with their steps, their movements a symphony of presence, a dance of intentionality. Buddha instructed, "When you step forward, leave behind your worries, your attachments. Take nothing with you but your awareness and gratitude." Kasyapa spoke, his voice trembling slightly. "Master, I feel a lightness I've never known before. Is this the path to awakening?" Buddha responded gently, "The path begins with feeling. Awakening is the journey of being present, open, accepting, and endlessly mindful." "Do you feel the earth shift beneath your feet?" Buddha asked. "It tells the story of life's ebb and flow." Buddha motioned for them to pause, to stand still and observe. Even stillness is mindful. The universe pulses even in quiet. The disciples stood, their breaths deep and rhythmic, their senses attuned to the world's subtleties they'd often overlooked in haste. Buddha spoke softly. "Mindfulness reveals life's impermanence not to frighten us, but to teach us the beauty of fleeting moments. Like dew upon a leaf," Buddha continued, Life's beauty resides in its transience, its delicate balance of being and becoming. Ananda asked, Master, how does walking teach us of impermanence? Buddha pointed to their footsteps imprinted upon the earth's surface. Each step vanishes into the ground, Buddha said. Such is the nature of impermanence. It leaves its trace and transforms. Buddha's words resonated with his disciples, who observed their steps with reverence, each imprint carrying the weight of his teachings. Buddha smiled warmly. To walk mindfully is not merely to move, it is to engage with life's impermanence, its infinite wisdom, the clearing filled with the rustling of leaves, the chirping of birds, the symphony of existence embracing the disciples' mindful journey. Buddha spoke again, his voice steady and assured. Mindfulness nurtures clarity, compassion, and wisdom. It plants the seed of awakening. The disciples continued walking, their steps purposeful, their hearts receptive, their minds exploring the infinite expanse of Buddha's truths. Buddha raised his hand, signaling them to halt. Pause and reflect upon your journey. What has mindfulness unveiled within your hearts? The disciples shared their reflections, their voices harmonizing with the forest's quiet resonance, their words imbued with newfound understanding. Buddha responded to their words. True understanding arises not in motion but in reflection, not in haste but in mindfulness. Buddha's gaze swept across his disciples, his voice carrying a mixture of warmth and sternness. Walking is the art of life. The clearing grew still, the disciples basking in the tranquility of the moment. Buddha's presence seemed to encompass the universe. Buddha gestured toward the horizon, the sun casting golden hues upon the earth. The light illuminates the path, but mindfulness guides it. The disciples bowed in gratitude, their spirits filled with the essence of his teachings, their steps destined to carry his wisdom. Buddha smiled gently, his heart enveloped in compassion. Mindfulness is the seed. Through walking, we cultivate it. Through life, we nourish it. His disciples walked the earth, their minds attuned to the wisdom he imparted. The seed of awakening began its eternal bloom. Another day, another sun rose, its light piercing the forest, casting golden threads upon the world. Buddha gathered his disciples. He held a fruit in his hand, its surface vibrant and smooth, reflecting the essence of life's fullness. Buddha spoke. This fruit ripened only because it grew in harmony with its surroundings, Buddha said. It neither resisted nor demanded. It adapted. Kasyapa asked, Master, how can one grow in harmony amidst the conflicts of daily existence and the burdens it carries? Buddha gazed at him with infinite patience. Harmony begins not in defiance but in understanding. Walk with insight. Ask why you step. The disciples listened intently, their minds seeking the truth hidden within Buddha's seemingly simple actions and gestures. Buddha pointed to the path. When you walk, is your step guided by desire or aversion? Buddha asked. Or is it guided by equanimity and awareness? Kasyapa reflected quietly, his hands clasped. Master, my steps falter between longing and rejection. How do I find peace within my path? Buddha replied, his voice steady like the river's flow. Insight illuminates the path of peace. It removes the shadows of ignorance. The disciples rose, following Buddha's lead, their movements deliberate. Buddha walked ahead, his steps flowing like the seasons of life. He paused, turning to his followers. To walk with insight, you must release attachment. Release resistance. Let your steps guide the spirit. Buddha crouched to touch the earth, his fingertips brushing the surface as though reaching for the core of existence itself. This earth beneath our feet holds all truths, Buddha said. In walking with insight, we uncover the foundation of all wisdom. The disciples followed, each step carrying the weight of Buddha's words, their connection to the earth deeper, their breaths steadier. Buddha continued. Insight is the fruit of understanding impermanence. It teaches us to release, to adapt, to accept, and to grow. The forest whispered its approval, the rustle of leaves blending with the disciples' footsteps. Each sound echoed the harmony Buddha described. Kasyapa spoke again, his voice stronger. Master, I feel a lightness in my steps. Is this what you mean by harmony? Buddha turned to him, his smile gentle but deliberate. Lightness is a reflection of release. Insight lifts the burdens we cling to. Ananda asked, Master, is walking with insight the path to enlightenment, or simply a step toward the eternal quest for truth? Buddha paused, his hand resting on the bark of a tree. Insight is both the path and the fruit. It encompasses all. He motioned for the disciples to observe the tree's growth. This tree grows because it accepts both rain and sun, both light and shadow. The disciples gazed at the tree, their minds drawn to the lessons it imparted through its quiet presence. Buddha continued, the fruit of insight is ripened through balance, through receiving life's blessings and challenges as one interconnected flow. Buddha said. Each disciple walked with newfound understanding, their steps harmonizing with the rhythm of the forest. The essence of Buddha's teachings, the forest embraced them, its energy feeding their movements, their breaths, their thoughts. Buddha's words guided the unfolding of their understanding. Kasyapa whispered, Master, I feel the earth guiding me, as though the path itself reveals insights I had never known. Buddha smiled, his eyes reflecting the eternal wisdom of the cosmos. Such is the nature of insight. It reveals what is hidden. He picked up the fruit again, holding it to the light. This fruit ripens because it releases resistance. It accepts life's flow. Walking with insight requires acceptance, Buddha said. Acceptance of life's impermanence, life's dualities, life's unending transformations. Such acceptance nurtures understanding. Buddha instructed, take each step with deliberation. Let each step carry the intention to release, to grow, to illuminate the truths within. The disciples followed his guidance, their movements deliberate, each step revealing truths previously unnoticed, each breath attuned to the pulse of life. The forest grew quiet. The only sounds remaining were their synchronized steps, a symphony of harmony and deliberate understanding. Buddha gestured for them to halt and reflect. What has insight unveiled within your hearts? What lessons have your steps brought forth? Ananda answered, his voice steady, Master, I feel interconnectedness in every step, as though the earth and I are but one energy. Buddha nodded, his smile carrying compassion and affirmation. Insight unveils interconnectedness. It reveals the unity within life's ever-changing, ever-growing tapestry. Kasyapa said, Master, my steps feel freer, my heart lighter. I no longer resist the journey, but accept each moment fully. Buddha gazed at him, his voice gentle yet resonant. To walk with insight is to walk freely, accepting impermanence as life's constant teacher. Buddha raised his hand to the horizon, the sun casting its glow upon the earth's surface. The path of insight is illuminated. The disciples bowed, their spirits resonating with the harmony Buddha imparted, their steps now guided by the fruit of his teachings. Buddha smiled, his heart filled with compassion. Insight ripens understanding. Understanding ripens wisdom. In wisdom, life's harmony is found. The disciples continued walking, their hearts receptive, their minds exploring the infinite expanse of insight, their connection with the earth profound. Buddha's presence guided them, his words echoing through the forest, his steps reflecting the unity he described so vividly and patiently. The fruit of insight was unveiled, a lesson eternal, its truth woven into the fabric of the disciples' lives, their steps, their hearts. Another day, another moon rose, its silvery light bathing the forest in quiet tranquility. Buddha gathered his disciples once more, The evening air carried a subtle chill, wrapping the clearing in stillness. Buddha's presence warmed the hearts of his disciples. Buddha spoke with compassion, his voice steady. Compassion is the harvest of mindfulness and insight. It binds us to all beings. Ananda asked, Master, how do we walk with compassion? How do we guide others with each step we take? Buddha pointed to a butterfly trembling amidst blades of grass. See this butterfly. Its path is fragile, yet it continues. He gently lifted the butterfly, cradling it in his hands. To walk compassionately is to help all beings journey forward. The disciples watched Buddha's gesture with reverence. His actions spoke louder than words. Embodying the essence of true compassion, Buddha continued, Compassion does not demand grand actions. It flourishes in quiet kindness. In the steps we take for another's peace, Kasyapa asked, Master, how do we balance compassion for others with our own needs? Our own burdens? Buddha replied, Balance is achieved through interconnectedness. When you walk with others, your steps lighten, your burdens disperse among shared journeys. He motioned for the disciples to follow him onto the forest path, their movements forming a harmonious rhythm of purpose. Each step of compassion, Buddha said, creates ripples that extend beyond sight. It nurtures life, harmony, and unity in its wake. The disciples walked together, their steps imbued with care and intention. Buddha guided them, his presence an anchor of peace. He turned to them, his voice steady yet tender. To walk with compassion is to extend yourself without clinging or expectation. Ananda asked, Master, how do we find the strength to offer compassion when despair clouds our hearts and minds? Buddha paused, his gaze soft. Compassion itself lifts despair. It connects us, reminding us that we are never alone in life's trials. He gestured toward the moonlight bathing the path. Even the moon shares its light without asking for recognition. Such is the essence of compassion. The disciples marveled at the simple yet profound truth of his words, their steps growing steadier, their hearts finding strength in unity. Buddha instructed, when you walk compassionately, you lift others. But in lifting others, you are also lifted. Life is interconnected. The clearing grew quiet, the soft sounds of footsteps mingling with the rustle of leaves. The symphony of compassion unfolding. Buddha's voice carried through the still night. Compassion is not weakness. It is strength born of understanding, acceptance, and infinite love for all beings. Kasyapa reflected aloud. Master, I feel a warmth in my steps. Is this the harvest you speak of? The fruit of compassion? Buddha smiled gently. Warmth arises from the heart's opening. Compassion is the path, the fruit, and the harvest of mindful living. He pointed to the sky. The stars glimmering brightly. Even the stars shine for others. Their light guides journeys far beyond themselves. The disciples felt the gravity of Buddha's teachings. Each step carried the weight of interconnectedness, the promise of compassion's eternal reach. Buddha said, walking with compassion teaches us to give, to receive, to coexist. It is the essence of life's collective journey. The disciples paused at Buddha's urging. He pointed to their footprints, faintly visible upon the path, illuminated by the moonlight. See your footprints, Buddha said. Each step carries a part of you. Yet each step also gives to the earth, to life. Ananda asked, Master, is compassion not exhausting? How do we continue to give without draining ourselves completely? Buddha turned to him, his voice calm and reassuring. True compassion replenishes the soul, for it flows endlessly when nurtured by mindfulness and insight. He added, compassion is not sacrifice. It is the sharing of light, the spreading of warmth, the creation of unity. The disciples resumed walking, their steps lighter yet more purposeful. Each movement reflected their commitment to Buddha's teachings, their dedication to compassion. Buddha spoke again. his voice firm yet kind. To walk compassionately is to walk in service. To walk for the peace of all beings. The clearing grew still. The disciples observing the delicate balance of life surrounding them, their hearts filled with gratitude and understanding. Buddha raised his hand, signaling them to pause. Reflect upon your journey. What has compassion unveiled within your hearts? Within your steps? Kasyapa answered, his voice steady. Master, I feel an interconnectedness I had never known. My steps carry not just me, but life. Ananda spoke. Master, I feel lightness, as though my steps guide not only myself but others. It feels like purpose. Buddha nodded, his smile warm and affirming. Compassion illuminates purpose. It guides steps toward unity, toward peace, toward the heart of existence. The disciples bowed in gratitude, their hearts brimming with the wisdom of Buddha's teachings, their steps destined to carry his truths forward. Buddha smiled gently, his presence radiating compassion. Compassion nurtures mindfulness, insight, and wisdom. It harvests the interconnectedness that binds us all. He looked toward the horizon, the moon casting its glow upon the earth. The path of compassion is eternal, illuminating life's journey. The disciples walked, their movements deliberate, their hearts embracing the infinite reach of compassion. Their connection to life deepened. Buddha's teachings echoed within them, his words shaping their steps, guiding their journey, revealing truths hidden within the depths of existence. The harvest of compassion unfolded, an eternal lesson, its essence woven into the fabric of the disciples' hearts, their steps, their lives. Compassion, the Buddha said, is not conditional. It does not weigh who deserves it. Thank you for watching. Buddha's teachings are always with you. Subscribe to our channel and we will see you in the next video.